We have this from Christopher Rufo, the cat eaters of Ohio. The establishment media calls it a racist myth, but is it? The answer is no, it's not a racist myth. It's not racist that another culture eats cats. I want to make sure, as we have video proof of people eating cats, migrants in Ohio. They're not in Springfield, they're in Dayton, but it's very close. I want to make sure we stress this to the media. It is not racist to say that someone from another country eats cat, okay? It's the stupidest thing. Like, it's racist to say that. Why? Some countries eat certain animals. Some other countries don't eat other animals. Some countries are more likely to eat snake. It's not racist. It's just a different culture that eats cats. And we don't eat cats here because cats are pets. And so we don't like that people come here, catch cats, and then eat them. And then they say, you're racist for saying that. No, I'm just pointing out someone's engaged in a social behavior that is incongruent with American traditional behavior. That being said, Chris Rufo has the video. Here we go.
Yo, what is this they got on the grill?
Did they kill some cats?
Man, listen, man. There go a cat right there. His ass better get missing, man. Look like his homies on the grill, man. What the fuck?
That's it. That's the video. This dude, that was an epic TikTok he posted. This video, I think it was TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Or it might be Instagram. Looks like Instagram, actually. It's Instagram, huh? Yeah. This video's from a year ago. Chris Rufo says they confirmed it was from a year ago. They checked the dates on it. They met the guy. They asked him and his son what happened. They said they were cooking cats. He asked neighbors. They said they do this a lot. And the media's claiming it's fake. They're claiming these are chickens. I got to tell you.
That is not a chicken.
There's no way that's chicken. I can't believe they tried to play this. If I zoom in, are we going to be able to see this better? I can't believe the media is trying to claim, and the left, these are chickens. First of all, take a look right here. What you're looking, I'm highlighting, it looks like there's more than one. So have you ever had a drumstick this big? No, these are not chickens, okay? So if you look at the back, right here, what I'm highlighting with the mouse, that is clearly a hind leg of a mammal of some sort, presumably a cat. Here, this looks like the cat's head twisted back, or that could be removed. This is the chest and the front paws that curl back. Chicken feet go backwards. I have chickens. I have many chickens. We have eaten many of them. 13 roosters. They were delicious.
It was a good meal.
It was a great meal. Allison's rooster chili.
That chili was bomb.
Can't be beat.
That was good.
And their feet go backwards. Look at a rubber chicken. And what they're trying to claim is, oh, they're chickens, but the legs have been folded up. That's BS. Have you ever looked at a chicken? The chicken's body's like a football, and the legs are on the sides, drooping down to the sides. On mammals, the whole body goes up and the legs go out. You ever stretch your cat?
Yeah.
Its legs go straight down. Those are cats.
That's 100%
Those are
a
cats.
cat. That's definitely cat. Also, anyone who's like, that's a chicken, it clearly only buys like prepackaged chicken
Dinosaur
breast
chicken nuggets.
Or just even like chicken breast from the grocery store, right? They don't know what any of the bones from this animal would look like. This is so crazy.
But we have video evidence, and still mainstream media is like, don't believe your lying eyes. It's crazy to me how they are refusing to give an inch on this narrative.
Partially because they already came out with it's racist, which means they have to say like, yeah, that's because we believe people who eat cats are worse than us, and they don't want to have to admit to any kind of moral superiority.
There we go.
So this is a rotisserie chicken I just Googled. I did the same thing this morning. And you can, we've gone to Walmart and seen the rotisserie chickens right in the front of the store. We know what chickens look like when they're being cooked. Yo, this is a cat. So Chris Rufo's responded. He says, CBS News has published a response to the Cat Eaters of Ohio story. It's a supremely dishonest and completely partisan report, but let's break it down to show exactly how the establishment media maintains its lines of propaganda. The CBS report hinges on two arguments. First, the video shows what appears to be animal carcasses on a grill. The man filming the footage alleges without evidence that they are cats. He goes, without evidence, the eyewitness directly observed the incident and took a video recording of it, both of which are firsthand evidence.
Also, play that again. Another cat walks through. You can see how similar the body shapes are.
That's a good call.
I'm sorry, what more do you need?
So let me get this straight, CBS. Some dude in Ohio was picking up his son and saw people grilling full, unprepared chickens on their grill, and he went, that's weird, I better film it?
Yeah.
Or how about they look like cats, and he went, they're grilling cats.
And what about his lived experience? The left loves talking about their lived experience.
Yeah, they're racist.
Yeah, they must be. I
They
mean,
must.
They are.
They're racist because the guy who filmed this, he's a black man, and they're racist for telling him his lived experience is wrong.
Well, it's crazy too, because like if we were in a trial, this man's firsthand account would be credible witness testimony. Like it would stand up to scrutiny. So it's insane that CBS is like, no, not good enough.
Oh yeah, I know. Now what's really funny is how Chris Rufo breaks down how they figure this out. Dude, the amount of work that Chris Rufo and his team did to verify this puts newsrooms to shame. And I got to be honest, I've worked in newsrooms that I think did good jobs, and they would never go this far. Like, I got to be honest. If one guy says, I saw a guy grilling cats and here's a video of it, you'd be like, okay, we've got an eyewitness testimony. Now, usually you want 3 confirmations. So what you'd do then is you'd find two more people as witnesses to corroborate that people have done this, which they did. He went well beyond this. Check this out. Our interview with the eyewitness matched details of the original video and was unambiguous in conclusion. Quote, this African dude next door had the damn cat on the grill. They was barbecuing the damn cat. The eyewitness was familiar with the African families in the housing complex. His son played with their children. And his child's mother, who lived next door to the Africans, had observed them on at least one occasion butchering a large mammal in the street. So that's additional testimony that corroborates the story. The eyewitness had a close, unmediated look at the incident and maintained a consistent story over 1 year to multiple different groups, including his own peer group. He is familiar with barbecuing, and like anyone is familiar with cats. I got to stop there. Chris, you've got to correct this. Grilling and barbecuing are 2 different things, okay? They're 2 different things. Barbecuing is when you put the meat in and you close it. It goes for like 14 hours. You get it good. You get the sauce, whatever. Grilling, that's what we're talking about, grilling. Anyway, the source of his initial shock was the animal on the grill was not a chicken, burger, hot dog, or other usual fare. Again, he witnessed the incident firsthand, recorded a video, and maintained a consistent story over a year. So they did field interviews, speaking with over 6 people in the housing complex who confirmed the details. All of the residents of the complex were migrants from Africa, most commonly the Congo. They were familiar with the eyewitness, his child's mother, his son. They told us another African family that recently moved out of one of the units. They owned and used a blue grill. The father would go out with a knife and gather meat. There were stray cats breeding on the property, and some residents wanted to get rid of them. We also made the following direct observations on the scene. We matched the visuals of the video to the location. We found an abandoned grill that matched the make, model, and color in the video and the description in the interviews. We noticed there were at least 10 cats on the property, which appeared to be strays and were very comfortable with residents coming onto porches and milling about. So
those cats are dumb if they're comfortable there.
Right.
So any journalist in New York, I tell you, they don't do any of this, as CBS proves. They'd make a phone call, get a source, and then instead of doing the work, they would say, one source says. There you go. Story's done.
Yeah.
Title, Donald Trump does backflip. Sources claim. Instead of actually looking to whether he did, they'll just, hey, a guy said it, so it must be true. Not only, but he went on to interview a chicken farmer. Oh. I mean, you didn't need to do that, Chris, but I appreciate that you did.
He did, though. CBS is like, no, fake. You don't know what a chicken's shaped like.
A bird wouldn't be able to rest upside down like that. Its heavy legs would cause it to flop to one side or the other, or the legs would just drop down to either side. There's no way for a bird to naturally sit that way. They're bottom-heavy creatures. The first one said, the most obvious evidence is the claws in the grill are facing the wrong way for it to be an avian creature. Size-wise, the only poultry the claws could be credibly compared to is a Cornish game hen or something small, but the carcasses are much larger than that. Literally any poultry farmer or butcher would tell you that's not a chicken or a waterfowl. Dude, I am but a humble Chicken City proprietor. And I looked at that and I was like, the claws are going down like cat paws. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's not a cat. I don't know, but it's certainly not a chicken.
It's a cat.
It's a cat.
It's a cat. They're eating the cats.
Not the dogs, though. Not the dogs, though. He interviewed a surgeon with practical experience with animals who explained the proportions of the animal, particularly ilium to scapula distance, resembles a mammal, more specifically a cat, rather than a chicken. Look at these. Look at the quotes he got. Wow. He got a chicken farmer and a veterinary surgeon to comment on the story. And CBS is like, we didn't send any reporters. We talked to no one, but we read a tweet that said it was a chicken. That's news to us.
When sent this, they're now like, la, 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 we can't hear you.
That's very in-depth.
Wild. I mean, great for him, though, because this is such a big story, especially since Trump mentioned it during the debate. And I think this is something that will actually There's a chance we see more reports like this coming from other places than Springfield. I know Andrew Torba of Gab was posting today that there's a town in Pennsylvania that has several busloads of what appear to be migrants arriving pretty regularly. And I think that it's something that people probably talk about amongst their neighbors, but also don't, because of the fear of being called racist, don't talk about very openly. I wonder how many years you could go back and find kind of videos like this from other people on social media.
Right. And even just a few months ago, I think there was that swan that was killed in upstate New York by illegals. So yeah, this kind of stuff has been happening, but the mainstream media obviously isn't reporting on it.
We got to issue a correction on that. We don't know that they were illegal immigrants who did that. The Biden-Harris administration are bringing these people in under special visas and programs. And so it's worse in many ways. These are people who are, let me put it this way, because I'll be very careful for all of our good friends in the media. I'm pro-immigration. It's got to be done legally, like Trump said, legally. He says, everybody come here, but you got to come legally. You got to come through the border. You got to fill out the paperwork. And I'll tell you why. Dumping 15,000 people in one small area hurts everyone, including the migrants. Sweden learned this lesson. You can't just tell people, here you go, have fun. You need to space them out into various areas so they can learn to adapt and survive in a totally different culture. What happens when you don't do that and you dump 15,000 people in one small town of 59,000 is they say, time to go get meat, pull out their knife and go walk around the neighborhood looking for meat. To be fair, this story is about people from the Congo, not Haiti. Okay, so these are migrants in a large migrant community. My understanding is that in this area of Dayton, it's largely people who move here and choose to live next to people who speak their language and share their culture. And then when someone says, there are too many cats, we got to do something about it, he says, we could eat cat. Mm-hmm. Now, I want to stress, I actually don't care if they want to eat cat. I'm not going to go and demand Donald Trump invade Vietnam to stop the dog eating. I think it's bad. I don't like it. There are a lot of animals I enjoy eating. And some of them I consider myself good friends with. Chickens, they're my buddies, and I will eat them. Some of them have names, they get to live. And they will make more of themselves, and then the ones we don't care for, we eat. Okay? But if in Haiti they eat cats, I'm not going to cry about it. I don't care. Meat's meat. Dude, if the world is ending and I'm starving, I'm going to eat every bug I find, so long as it doesn't kill me, okay? Roly-polies, can you eat those? I don't know. They say they're in the same family as like lobster or something. Fine. I'm eating food. In this instance, we are not starving. We have morbidly obese, homeless people. This is people who live in an area who do not want to see cats killed and eaten, would probably want to rescue these cats. And I'm pretty sure this is illegal animal cruelty because our laws protect dogs and cats. This is a culture shock to Americans who are seeing wave after wave of migrants being brought in under special programs without proper education or integration. And that is bad for the migrants and the Americans. And you know what really bothers me about this? When we say they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, what Democrats hear is, you're racist. What I hear is, can we help these people? They want food. Why are we literally here? Why are Democrats tolerating that African migrants are forced to walk around their streets with a knife hunting stray cats because they can't get food? Okay, this I do not accept. I say Democrats are racist because if I see an American poor person grilling a cat, I say, you need some help? You need help? Wow. Can I get you a cheeseburger? Like, we are America. We have food here. Instead, they say, no, you're racist.
So I think there's an element of that, but I also think like so many of these immigrants, legal or not, are being given immense benefits, right? They're being given food stamps, free food in many instances, free healthcare, housing, whatever it is. So I think a lot of them, frankly, aren't starving. A lot of them aren't even working. This is just culturally something that they do and that they've carried over into the United States. And I think it's totally fair for us as American citizens to say not all cultures are equal. I recognize that some cultures don't assimilate well into my culture, and I don't want more of those people here. And I think that's what the people in Springfield, Ohio are trying to get across to these Democrat politicians that just keep slandering them as racists and bigots, etc. They are telling their elected representatives, we're having real issues with, there's been car crashes, there's been increases in disease, there's been obviously the cats situation, there's been reports of, geese missing from the parks. This is a city or a town that is in crisis. And I think really the onus is on the elected representatives who are supposed to be working on the behalf of these townspeople to ensure that their communities are safe from this kind of stuff, and they just have no interest in that.
Right. I think part of the question is this someone who is starving and desperate? I don't necessarily think so. I think it's maybe a question of like, if you had apple trees on your land, you would pick the apples, right? If you see a source of protein wandering around that apparently nobody wants there, you might say, okay, I'm just going to take it and eat it because this is something I do, in my culture. I'm aware of how to, prepare this animal, whatever it is. I think that we want, again, because it's a Western normative to keep cats as house pets, we're like, you must be really desperate in that circumstance. But we don't actually know that. And I think that's the problem. Like, how long until we see a court case where someone is trying to bring a civil case against their neighbor who thought they were murdering a stray cat to eat, and actually it was like their cat Fluffy or whatever. Like, it's very difficult to have two cultural values that are so different live next door to each other and expect there to be no consequences.
Go ahead.
Just on the cat issue, the crashing and hurting people is terrible, but every year by the ASPCA, about 500,000 cats are euthanized. So we have to spend money on all that, putting them down, housing them. Instead, we can maybe,
So Raymond is pro cat barbecue.
But what
it's called grilling, by the way. I learned that today.
But what are they doing when they euthanize these cats? Maybe there's a compromise that's more efficient.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of just the cats at the kill shelter being put down, we set up a place for people who have that cultural value and want to eat the cats.
And that's kind of assimilation in a way.
I don't want to live in a country like that. I really don't. I don't want to live in a country where people are eating cats and eating things that Americans for, millennia have considered like pets. And a part of your household, not millennia, centuries, have considered a part of the household. I think that, like, American culture, whether it's dogs, cats, horses, we've always considered certain animals truly a part of the household and a part of the family. So I think that's just, like, ingrained into our cultural fabric. And I don't know if you can just get rid of it.
I read a story where there were, like, two neighbors, and like this dog kept, digging a hole on the fence line, and then it was damaging the plants on the other side of, and then the guy was like, if your dog comes on my property, I'm going to kill him. And the guy was like, chill, we'll put something up. The dog's on the property, the neighbor kills him. And then they went to court over it, and the court ordered like the guy who killed the dog to pay $150. Well, the dog did go on your property, and you warned him. So, however, you killed it, you got to pay him $150. Yeah, I'm sorry, the life of my dog is not worth $150.
F&A.
Yeah, dude, that's always been crazy to me. Like, a dog is not a human, right? So I'm not going to suggest that the penalties are the same thing, but I mean, you kill my dog. We're talking, there better be a bigger punishment than that. There's got to be something.
Yes, give me your toe.
The question is, how much are you willing to spend to save the life of your dog? Honest question. You guys in the chat, answer this. Let's say you had $100 million in the bank. $100 million just chilling there because you sold a startup company to Jeff Bezos. And so you just got like, I don't know, I got all this money. And so you're living small, you got a nice little house, and you have a dog. Let's say he's 6 years old, golden retriever. He gets sick. The doctor says, he's got an illness we could cure, but we don't know how much money it's going to cost. So, are you willing to save his life? How much would you be willing to spend if you had unlimited funds to save the life of your dog? I'm willing to bet anybody who's like 100 million, as much as I have to. As much as I have to. 99 million? I mean, how much? Maybe not 99 million. That gets a little crazy. But some people might say millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. When Mr. Bokus got sick, I think we spent like 15 or 20 grand on these insane medical treatments to like stem cell therapies. And we kept him alive for a year longer than he would have normally made it. And he was chilling. He pissed everywhere. So that was kind of annoying, but we loved him. And we spent what we could. If they told me, for $40,000, $50,000, he'll be cured and he will live to be 15, I'd have said yes.
Easy money.
I can afford it, but I would spend that. I would. There certainly is a limit where I'm like, I don't know if I could, like, even like 50 grand's a lot for a cat, but
if you got 100 mil, that's like nothing.
If you have 100 million, I don't have 100 million.
Well, that was your question though, right?
Right. if somebody had, if you had seemingly unlimited funds,
Yeah.
like here's another question: if you had unlimited money,
It's whatever.
you'd say, I don't care.
Yeah.
Literally do whatever you have to do. If you had $1 million, how much would you spend? Because obviously there's a limit.
Yeah.
But I think most people, it's more than $100. I think, we see more than enough stories from people who are saying like, I need 10 grand for surgery for my dog and I can't afford it and I need your help. Like people are willing to spend so much to save their cats and dogs. Yeah. This I think is an angle of the story that needs to be brought up for all of these lefties who are like, oh, shut up, who cares? The fact that many Americans are begging for help because their cat is sick and it's $7,000 to give them the surgery they need, and they want to spend $7,000. So I can also say this. Grand larceny. You steal someone's cat and you eat it?
Oh, yeah, that's effed up.
See, but-
yes, I like that.
The value of a cat, here's the way I see it. If you're going to go buy a dog, like you're going to like a pound or whatever, and you're buy a dog, I don't know. And they say, this one's a special dog, it's $500. The dog is not worth $500. I'd say there should be a law that says something like after 6 months, the dog's value goes minimum 10 grand as an emotionally attached creature in your family.
I like it.
Because then you get into more serious charges. There are people who kidnap dogs.
Yeah.
What they do is they
killed they shot that lady, that singer lady's
Lady Gaga's dog.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, they kidnap the dog, hold it hostage, and then say if we recognize that people are willing to spend 10 grand to rescue their dog from kidnappers, we got to recognize that there's a reason why people are upset about cat eating.
For sure. I got my cat from the woods for free, and I think I've already spent $10,000. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I think that there is an emotional attachment. Like, this is a value that I like, and probably other Western countries have it for sure, but America has a pet insurance industry. Like, you can buy health insurance for your pet now because people are expected to give them a certain amount of care. And in part, we kind of touched on this earlier, that's a modern convenience because medicine and our understanding of pets, our resources have grown. We can have a luxury of having like pet health insurance. But I think it's not like when you're saying, oh, well, like the ones that could euthanize could just get eaten instead. I sort of think like, I don't like this value at all because we look at them differently. Ideally, we'd live in a world where like we are able to find a way around euthanizing cats because there would be a way of managing their population better. Maybe, I don't know what it would be, but it seems weird to be like, you could either die or die by being eaten. Like the worst.
So I guess all of the childless cat ladies should vote for Trump.
That's why I said they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.